You're watching Drake Queen Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Neri here from Drake Wing Gaming, and something me out to the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with another Let's Play episode of Tennis Ace, June's Path. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back into it, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. And that's right, y'all, the longer videos are back. Anyway, I want to say that they saved the worst for last because these classes are a real pain in the ass, but all of social studies is a pain in the ass. I grabbed my lunchbox from inside my bag, placing it on top of my desk. I turn around to look for a certain tiger and find him in what I can only describe as a catatonic state. I would glance sideways every now and again when Shima-sensei wasn't looking to check on how Jun was doing, which means I got to watch him grow more and more frustrated until I was pretty sure there was smoke coming out of his head as his entire operating system crashed. Man, I really hope he didn't bomb the exams too badly. Hey there, Tiger. How you hanging? I'm finished. I'm done. Uh-oh. Those aren't good first words to hear right after a test. Here, how about you put your table together with mine and we go over our answers while we eat, okay? Okay. Man, he looks really frazzled. Poor guy must be freaking out right now. Come on, Jun, cheer up. I'm sure you can't have done that badly. You heard Shima-sensei. I don't have the luxury of doing badly at all. I might as well kiss my schooling in Europe goodbye if I do. There's no point in freaking out so soon. You studied hard, right? The fruits of your labor are bound to show themselves. You really think so? Of course, provided you really did study. You're not stupid, Jun. You're just really easily distracted. Gah! I give him an encouraging pat on the back, trying my best to cheer him up. If he crashes and burns before the day is over, then he'll really be screwed with the next two tests. I don't know when it was that I took the responsibility of managing his tension, but I still do my best. Come on, let's eat. You can't think on an empty stomach. Take out your lunch. Yeah, you're right. At least he follows my instructions diligently enough. I suppose he doesn't have enough fight left in him to go against what I say. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or good or bad thing. Do you think Shuichi-san and Mizuguchi-san would be coming over today? Hard to say. They might be going over their answers with their classmates too. Goofing off too much during lunch break isn't a good idea. Otherwise, you might end up getting distracted. Yeah, I guess. Of course, that doesn't mean a little levity isn't welcome. There's only so much stress your mind can take before it snaps. Here, you want a sausage octopus? Ooh, thank you. At least he's easy to distract with treats. What did you bring for lunch anyway? Egg salad, rice, and curry. Oh wow, that sounds pretty good. Yours has a lot more stuff than mine, though. Yeah, I might have gone a little overboard when cooking yesterday because I wanted to distract myself. I brought back some pork cutlet, rice, sausages shaped like octopi, omelet, salt and vinegar roasted veggies, potato puree, and katsudon. Jesus, it sounds good. Water time. Mine and Aki's lunchboxes end up being a weird mix of Japanese and Western food. Not that I mind. It definitely felt like a brick inside my backpack with how densely I packed it, though. I don't think I'll be able to eat all this, so feel free to have some too. Thank you, I appreciate it. Your cooking is really good, Yuichi-san. Heh, I'm happy you think so. Actually, can I try some of yours? I don't think I've ever eaten your cooking before. Sure, have some. He lightly pushes his lunchbox towards me, and I grab a little bit of curry and rice. Whoa, this is really good. Surprisingly mild, too. Kinda sweet. Yeah, I like to add a little more mirin than one might usually. I like the sweetness. Jeez, you're a sweet tooth even when it comes to lunch. Guilty! Well, I'm not going to complain because it's really good, but you should really watch your sugar intake. Noted. I playfully rib him whenever given the opportunity. It gives him a chance to bounce back, and I can tell it's already improving his spirits quite a bit. Honestly, I'm relieved. Last thing I want is for him to be sulking all day, especially if we go over to my place to study afterwards. There's just no way we could make any progress if he's sobbing and freaking out the whole time. By the way, do you already know when your next piano competition is going to be? Yeah, I have the schedule for the entire year. I know it off the top of my head, too. Really? And yet you don't have the school schedule? What kind of backward sense of priorities is that? At least put equal effort into both things. You're not going to be able to go to Germany if you flunk out of school in favor of doing well in the piano competitions. Next competition is going to be next month, though I'll have to travel for that one again. Actually, out of the next 4 competitions, only the last one will be in town. That sounds like a hassle to deal with. I don't have much choice. I need results to make up for my time away. I told you this before. Fair enough. Do you have a new set list for the next competition? I do. And it's good. Sure, but what are the songs? What's the point of telling you? Every time I try, you just complain, saying there's no point since you have no idea what I'm talking about. I guess that's true. Well, how about you show it to me instead? Say this weekend after we're done with exams? Jun's entire face suddenly lights up for some reason, and me saying something so innocuous seems to have cheered him up more than any amount of encouragement I could have attempted. Really? I'd love to play for you again. Wow, I didn't think you'd be that happy to do it. No, I love it when you watch me. It really relaxes me whenever you're around. It helps me stay calm even when I'm stressing over the sheet music. Is that so? I don't know how I'm supposed to take this. My face feels hot all of a sudden. Although, if you want me to play for you, then you're gonna have to come over to my place. Sounds like a plan. Jun's tail slowly sways back and forth behind him. He's such an open book. His body language is so easy to read. It's kind of refreshing being around someone like him. It's really easy to tell when he's genuinely happy or excited, which takes a load off my shoulders since I don't have to constantly second-guess his intentions or feelings. Second now. And even in the rare situations where he's lying, it's always painfully obvious that he's lying. Although that part can be a little annoying when I know he's lying and can't tell what about. Actually, scratch that. Super annoying when that happens, but still. So, Yuichi-san, can we talk about our answers to the tests? We've already been chatting for a while and I haven't gotten to it yet, and most of my lunch is gone too. Oh, sure. Let's start with history then. A few hours later, we're finally done with our tests for the day. Jun is trudging along beside me with a sour expression and sagging shoulders. He hasn't said a word after the test for anything other than complaining about it. I think the only time he went quiet is when he went to the faculty office to ask for a new schedule copy for him. Probably because he didn't want to start bitching in earshot of the teachers. How was I supposed to know what year Nobunaga Oda died? I barely even know who he is in the first place. Come on, that was a middle school level test question right there. Shima-sensei only put it there so he could say he was fulfilling the curriculum. Since he barely gave any classes on Japanese history like he was supposed to, he just threw us a few super easy questions that everyone should know instead to say he did his job. I wasn't about to complain about it since I got all of them right and they were easy points, but Jun didn't seem all too pleased about it. In fact, he'd been bitching about every single one of the tests, getting more and more vocal about it as we continued on this topic. I've been trying to go in response to it and just let him tire himself out, but it seems he doesn't even require my presence here to continue on with his rant. That's easy for you to say. You probably did really well. That's neither here nor there. Still true, though. We won't know that until we get the results back. He grumbles under his breath, clearly dissatisfied with my answer. My guess is he wants me to engage him so he can keep venting. I don't want to sound like a jerk, but that's really annoying. I don't want to deal with that. From the corner of my eye, I catch a figure of a husky walking past the school gates. His steps faster enough than ours that he passes us by without saying a word. It's easy to notice someone that big walking by after all. Hey, Shuichi! I call out to him and he promptly stops on his tracks. Ah, Shuichi, I didn't see you there! Jun runs a few steps between us, dodging through the other students passing by on their way and stopping right next to Shuichi. Shuichi turns around very slowly, the look on his face catching me by surprise and making me freeze. Do you two need me for something? Jun's face goes a few shades wider and he stares up at Shuichi slack-jawed. Whoa, is everything okay? Yes. Really? It doesn't look like it. You seem to be in a bad mood, Shuichi-san. He looks down between the two of us, almost as if he were studying us. His eyes stop on Jun for just a moment. I could swear he frowned a little, too. Just as quickly as the frown came, Shuichi's whole face relaxes and he lets out a loud sigh. I was ready to chalk it up to my imagination, but Jun's whole body shivers lightly right next to me, and he looks really put off. Bro be jealous. I'm just tired. Today hasn't exactly been relaxing. Oh, I see. Did you have a hard time with the test, too? Among other things, I just have a lot on my plate right now. Do you need any help? We were heading home so I could tutor Jun, but if we can help... Sorry, not this time, Yuichi. Right now, I just need to get home and lie down for a few hours. Are you sure? Well, we could go out and maybe try to have some fun. We could invite Mizuguchi-san and Keisuke-san, too. Sorry, I'll pass. Besides, I should really get home and study. I can't afford to let my grades fall, and I'm pretty sure Sai and Urushihara will be doing the same. Good luck with your studies, you two, and Yuichi, take care of Jun-kun, alright? Huh? I am sure. The two of us stare shocked as Shuichi walks away without another word. Did something happen? He seemed fine the last time we talked. Was it something I said? Jun visibly deflates next to me, all the excitement he had mustered when we saw Shuichi quickly left like a deflating air balloon. What just happened? Come on, you're not gonna get down too, are you? I wonder... Wonder what? Huh? Oh, nothing, it's nothing. We should probably get going. Come on, are you hiding something from me now? Not hiding, just not sure what to think. I examined his face long and hard, trying to decide whether I believe him or not. Jun is such a crappy liar that it's really easy to see when he's hiding something, but at the same time, he's so stubborn about his secrets that trying to pry it out might just land me in trouble. Alright, I'm gonna let this go for now because I want to just get home and help you study. Thank you! Oh no, don't you thank me yet. I'm still gonna be giving you a drill sergeant level of tutoring, so you better be prepared. Roger that. Maybe tormenting him a little bit might help him deal with my frustration. Maybe it might help me deal with my frustration sometime later. It doesn't take us long to get home. Jun insisted we stop by his place so he could get changed, saying he didn't want to be in his uniform all afternoon. Not that I blame him for that. I just waited outside his place while he got changed. Then we headed to my house. One of the first things I do when I get here is turn on the fan. The weather was pretty okay earlier in the morning, but as the afternoon sun rolled around, it started getting more and more overbearing. Ha! Cool air feels so nice. It certainly does. Jun leans with his face towards the fan, and I watch for a little bit as his fur blows along with the wind. I find myself smiling for some reason at the sight, somehow feeling relaxed just looking at it. Do you want to get changed too, Yuichi-san? I can wait outside. If you were going to ask me that as soon as you walked in, if you're going to ask me that as soon as you walked into the room, then why did you even walk in the first place? I didn't really think about it. You're fine. I don't mind staying in my uniform. Besides, it helps me focus. Focus? Yeah, if I get changed, then I'm just gonna want to sit down and laze around, and that just sounds like a terrible idea. So I'll keep my uniform on while I need to be productive. Oh, I guess I understand. Alright, this can's done. Not that it's a very complicated concept, but... So, where do you want to start? Jun starts fiddling with his bag, opening it up and checking his notebooks inside. Probably trying to think of how to tackle the situation. What test do we have tomorrow? Can't you just look at your schedule? We just got you a new one not an hour ago. Oh, right. He fishes the folded sheet of paper from inside his backpack and starts looking it up. I'll admit that I could just tell him the answer, but he really should get into the habit of looking things up on his own. Not least of all because I don't want to end up turning into his personal search engine. Let's see, we have... Right, physics and chemistry. Exactly, I know you said you weren't doing too well on physics, but what about chemistry? I'm doing better than in physics. That doesn't exactly fill me with confidence. I'm sorry, my studies are a mess. Well, not much you can do about it. Honestly, I feel a bit bad. I promised a while ago that I'd start tutoring you, but I've barely done anything to help. What? No, it's my fault. I was all too happy to let you forget because I really didn't want to do it. Besides, I barely even study when I have the time. I just start playing video games or something. Huh, guess he really is a kindred spirit. Although, I suppose I at least do the bare minimum. Alright, no good will come out of lamenting, so we better get started. Since you're doing worst in physics, let's start from there. Once we go through the whole material, at least once we can check chemistry out. Okay. A few hours later, I absent-mindedly stare out the window, watching the sky darken with each passing minute. The typical quiet that comes with nighttime ringing a near-deafening silence in my ears. The irregular sound of Jun scribbling on paper is the only thing breaking the monotony. Every now and again he'd ask me questions, but for the most part, once we went over stuff a couple times, he started getting the hang of things. Now he's just doing some exercises to work things out on his own and make sure the lessons are sticking properly to his mind. He's not stupid like he sometimes says he is. He's just unbelievably lazy. Getting through to him is a chore, but a decent amount reminders of what's on the line managed to get him sufficiently motivated. And also pretty anxious. His fingers crossed and his fingers crossed and hope things work out for the best. I feel something poking my shoulder and look to my side. I see Jun's face sitting alarmingly close to mine, making me flinch for a very brief second. Luckily, he doesn't notice that. The tiger is holding out a piece of paper and sighing, his left brow twitching a few times. I think I'm done. Man, it almost feels like someone sucked his soul out of him, he's so listless. Really? All of them? Damn, that was faster than I thought. Oh, that's good. What is that? That is pomegranate and dragon fruit. Oh my. Yuichi-san, that was cruel. You gave me more exercises to work out than we had on our tests. Nah, you only think that because the social studies tests are shorter. These are about the same size you'll get tomorrow. And that's even more cruel. What if I'm too fatigued tomorrow to focus on the tests? Just make sure you get a proper night's sleep and you'll be fine. Yeah, sure. He slumps forward, resting his chin and part of his chest on the table. His eyes flit towards me every now and again while I go over his work, checking them against the answer keys and grading his paper. I see. He might have been complaining about it, but he did a decent job. I mean, for only a single day's worth of studying, we're not going to get any miracles out of him, but against the other test I made him take in when he first started, this is a marked improvement. Well, yeah, you did better. By how much? You got 74% correct. No way, only 74%? That's not enough to pass. I mean, sure, but that's still nearly 30 points more than before. It's something you can actually make up for in the next tests. I know that, but I can't just be making up for my grades. I need to do my best if I want to go where I want to go. The big cat sighs and whines, his chin still smushed up against my table. The fur around his neck is somewhat bristled and even his tail is lashing behind him. Not only that, with the way his brow is furrowed, it's making a somewhat comical fold around the center of his forehead. Yuichi-san, is something the matter? What? You're staring really hard at my face. Is something wrong? Alright, y'all, I'm going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to give a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silvermoon. Thank you for going a bit above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you to our gold tier patron, Amber. You're awesome. Tresem Guy. Old habits, y'all. Tresem Guy. You're awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to our ultimate tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. Alrighty, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.